I haven't seen you since the plague.
Yahoo! Tantalization. But speaking of tantalizing media that children often get their hands on too early.
Are you recording? Are we about to talk about
I'm about to start. Yes, we are about to start talking about the Evil Dead trilogy, which I just watched for the first time this past weekend. I don't know why it took me so long.
I've seen something before you have.
Yeah, I know, like, horror, I think you're going to outpace me a lot. Because honestly, until quite recently, I thought I didn't like horror. That is not true.
I could say pretty much the same thing, but I think I just have like a few months
good
on you.
Ones. I think like here's the difference is that like I like good horror movies. Like not every.
Oh, I like good ones and bad ones.
Well, sure, but like I am not the sort of like I went to the theater on Thursday and I saw a horror movie produced by Sam Raimi and it was not good and it was not
Which
interesting.
One? X?
It was Uma with Sandra Oh. It was not good, and it has none of the fun and none of the joy. It wasn't. It really was bad, Jace. I'm so sorry. It was like, and not even like it's not to my taste. It was bad. And that was very disappointing because I wanted it. I went to see that over X. I was like, I'm putting my chips down on Uma, and I made the wrong call. I did not make a good call. But then I spent the weekend watching The Evil Dead, and I was like, I am head over heels.
Easily the most chaotic film trilogy of all time.
Of all time. It's just so let's walk our audience through it, shall we?
Please do it. Shall we?
So first,
we shall.
1981. Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi, and their friends and several like hired actors, they go out into the woods for what is supposed to be a 6-week shoot. It turns into a 12-week shoot, and it is notoriously like a nightmare. It's notoriously like a very difficult film process.
Right.
Things went over budget.
Low budget.
People have to leave, so by the end it's literally just like 3 people on set. Like it's like Sam Raimi, the visual effects designer, and Bruce Campbell. So by the end of the filming process, those are the only people who are maybe a sound guy. But that's it. And what they've created though is first of all 3 of these movies are under 90 minutes long. Which is unbelievable. They're just tight. Like they are go from fucking jump. Like as soon as the opening title comes on, it rockets. Like even the first one, where like most horror movies will like maybe take a little bit of time to set up your basic like premise and world. Under 10 minutes, they have read the book, they have like heard the words, and the Evil Dead
is that in doing it so fast, they never give up tension for speed, and it is incredible. Like, it's incredible. It's such an amazing skill to have in the genre, to be able to give all that exposition in one, a way that didn't feel like it killed the tension, and 2, a way that didn't feel so forced because you needed to get information out. It's
exactly. And it helps that like there is really no plot. Do you know what I mean? Like they listen to the tape where the guy says,
and the dead come and decide to attack,
and that's it. And it's like 10 minutes in,
which is perfect. All it needs to be.
10 minutes in, they hit play on the tape recorder, right? They like, okay, so we get like 10 minutes. Here's the basic outline of these characters. They hit play on the tape recorder where the guy reads, Sumerian, and then from then on, it's just like a descent into madness. There are no rules.
It's also so impressive that they managed to find a way that the exposition was simultaneously the inciting incident.
Incredible.
What a clever device.
Unbelievable script writing, right? Is that like it's unbelievable.
And that's not even the second one yet.
I know. That's the first one. An incredible like economy of film storytelling to get to that point. And then like honestly the only rules for like what is about to unfold is like it's going to be just the craziest shit. Like, the Evil Dead exists to, 1, kill you, but even more so to fuck with you. It is going to, like, how is it going to manifest? Well, one of them's going to talk in a really deep voice, and one of them's going to talk in, like, a Shirley Temple voice, and they're, like, both equally scary and both equally funny.
It's amazing. It's and that first one, it dips its toe just ever so slightly into that comedic area, and it's wonderful. It's refreshing because you're not used to it in the genre.
For sure. Because normally there is a clear line, even in a horror comedy.
Right,
like,
but also
usually
the thing is, the line is, I mean, I always think that comedy and horror are connected in a lot of ways, and it's a little difficult to explain.
No.
Especially at this point, but like if I actually sat down to think about it, I probably could write a thesis.
They're about getting an involuntary rise out of you. You know, like they're both.
There's definitely something to be said about how they both rely very strongly on tension and aesthetic and mood and also the unexpected. Like their main motivators are very aligned.
Exactly.
But
the
thing about the way it's handled in that first one is it's just so subtle that it's menacing. It adds to how terrifying.
Right. It manages to be funny and scary at the same time, which even horror comedies that I love, like Shaun of the Dead or Cabin in the Woods, are usually like they're more segmented.
It's
they're not
really
funny
clear
and
to
scary
tell. But when you watch that shit happen, there's Yeah,
it's absolutely fucking incredible what they were able to pull. And like what they're doing with the fucking camera, like the demon vision is it's like fucking swoop and
didn't they do that? They had like a plank of wood and they put the camera on it
and they're just like running it around.
Right?
Yeah, and it's genius. I mean, it's genius independent filmmaking.
What was it? It wasn't pre-Steadicam, but these folks just did not have Steadicam money.
You couldn't afford a fucking Steadicam. I mean, Steadicam had been around for like, I don't know, it's like 7 years or something. Like it's a very new.
It was still pretty new, but like
they couldn't afford it.
They couldn't afford it, and what they invented this
like,
kind of hand shaky cam, and it became one of the most iconic things in horror.
It's genius. It's iconic. It's a completely like it's a visual fucking feast for being like made on a shoestring budget under like such like dire independent film circumstances, and And then, like, Stephen King happens to see it and says, like, this is the scariest shit. And bada bing, you've got a mega horror hit on your hands, right?
It's wild. I remember that first one got banned in the UK.
Yeah, it was a video nasty. It was a nasty.
No.
Yeah, so you can't do
that. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a new horror short that's about video nasties.
Oh, that's fun. That's cute.
Oh, come on. It's like a year or two old. I'm going to find this. It's a tangent. Continue what you were saying while I look this up.
And so that comes along. It's a big hit. It's huge. And, like, we love, Bruce Campbell obviously becomes, kind of like a cult icon. They were like, Bruce Campbell was in Sam Raimi's group of friends in fucking Michigan or whatever. And they were like, he's the one that girls like. So instead of being behind the camera like the rest of us, he gets to be in front of the camera, right? And he just happens to be this very charismatic, very cute, interesting, hammy actor. He's perfectly suited to the material. But they make you wait for a sequel. They're like, 6 years, we will come back. We will do Evil Dead 2. They make you wait.
Did you know what happened with that? Do you know why it was so long?
I don't. I mean, I know that Sam Raimi went off and made another movie that I also love called Crime Wave.
That did happen. My understanding of the situation is that there was a huge hang-up with legality insofar as some company that they made that like had rights for that first one was because that's how they got it to be made.
Of course.
Technically owned the rights to that first one, and they wanted to do something different or something along the lines. So there was this legal battle for them to basically just kind of figure out, okay, well, how do we get this property back so we can do what we want with it?
Absolutely.
But we can't make it again, so it ended up being a sequel, which is almost a soft remake in a way.
It's kind of a remake
but
with better special effects, but it is also
original.
Right. It like the way that I view it is that like the first one did happen, but we just don't. It doesn't get brought up at any point. Like at no point does Ash go like, this feels familiar. This feels like I've done this before.
It was a way that they could reestablish their own narrative within these characters.
Right. And
the legal stuff. So that's why it took so long for them to make the second one, and that's also why the second one feels kind of like this, to an extent, referential sequel, but at the same time a rehash with a new vibe.
It's awesome. Even more. Like it's It's just even more of everything you loved about the first one. It's funnier, it's gorier, it has more, like, incredible stop-motion special effects.
Yes.
It's got giant fucking tree hands reaching it. That is where, I mean, of course, notably, Ash cuts off his own arm with a chainsaw and then attaches that own chainsaw to his arm. Just unbelievable shit.
Remind me, the elk coming to life and laughing, is that in the second one?
That's the second one. Yeah. Where, like, the whole room starts laughing at him. And, like,
again,
and the
another
lamp.
aspect where it's on the funnier side, but still horrifying.
Yes, it is, like, wow, it feels like, you know, Pee-wee's Playhouse if you just, like, turn the dial a little bit, you know?
But literally, but actually.
But literally,
that's a great comparison.
Like fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse if you just, like, you turn the horror dial just, like, a little bit. But
Tim
because
Burton
it's
gave
funny.
Pee-wee Herman a kick in the nuts, and this is what we get.
Exactly. Right? If Tim Burton had made Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like, 6 years later, right? Like, that's what we're looking at. Instead of being his first movie, if it had come after Batman Returns or whatever, right?
Right.
Evil Dead honestly feels like Tim Burton, but if I liked him. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is... It's
another interpretation of a very similar aesthetic, I think. They're both kind of this whimsically horror-adjacent styles, so I totally see that. And Tim Burton, I could understand you seeing as more, like, obnoxious.
There's one Tim Burton movie that I love. The rest of it, I could honestly give or take. I love Ed Wood. I think Ed Wood is, like, a masterpiece. And it's so un-Tim Burton-y, but it really is, like, a beautiful, beautiful movie. It is so funny and so charming. I love it. The rest of his catalog, I like Sweeney Todd for what it is. I think that's, like, a fun movie. Yeah.
And you don't like Coraline? Coraline's fantastic.
He didn't direct that. That's Henry Selick. He had, like, nothing to do with Coraline.
What did he do with Coraline?
Nothing. He had nothing to do with Coraline.
I fabricated that? I made that up?
You made that up. That's Henry Selick.
I did make that up.
And Henry Selick is the guy who directed Nightmare Before Christmas, which Tim Burton often gets mistaken as the director for that.
I do like Edward Scissorhands.
I don't, but that's fine.
You don't?
I don't.
Edward Scissorhands fits firmly in my November list.
It makes sense. I mean, like, you know what?
That's a Halloween
other people
movie,
enjoy
but it takes place during Christmas.
It feels autumnal-y. It's fine. He's just not my speed. But everything that I like about Raimi, the Evil Dead movies, and also the rest of his catalog that I'm, like, working my way through now, because now I'm obsessed. Everything I like about Raimi's movies is what people like about Tim Burton movies, but for some reason Tim Burton just does not jive with me. But Raimi and I are, like, we're looking eye to eye. I get him. I understand him. Like, I watched Crime Wave, which is a Sam Raimi movie nobody likes but me. I loved it. I thought it was fucking great. I had the best time watching it. It's co-written by the Coen brothers, and it's just, like, I don't throw this word. It's insane. It's an insane movie. Every shot, every event. It's a movie that full ass is trying to be a live action cartoon. It is, like, using live action cartoon. Crime Wave. You can watch it free on Tubi right now. I loved it. I cannot guarantee you will like it because very few people seem to like it.
Noir crime. 1985. Coen brothers and
Sam Raimi, and it's so weird and so funny, and there's so many great gags and so many great visual effects. I can't understand
and of course
why people
Bruce
don't
Campbell's
like it.
in it.
Oh, he's in it. It's not his big part, but he's in it.
Well, it doesn't matter. Bruce Campbell's in, like, everything.
He's in essentially every Sam Raimi movie. It would be
because they're like childhood best friends.
He's got to be in
what
Doctor
else
Strange
is on
somewhere.
Tubi? What are these
There's
Meet the Feebles.
Oh my God. Jace, Meet the Feebles, the Peter Jackson movie about horror puppets.
A comedy musical horror puppet or movie? What? Shut.
Directed by
Shut the fuck up.
Peter Jackson.
By who? Did you say Peter Jackson?
Yeah, I've mentioned this movie to you before.
Peter Jackson, like
Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson,
like Academy Award Best Picture.
Yeah, correct. This is pre Peter Jackson. This is in his, like. Did you not know Peter Jackson before Lord of the Rings is like a gross horror director? He directs
Are you serious?
He directs like bargain basement like horror, like Brain Dead, where he like picks up
I don't know these.
He picks up a push lawnmower and like pushes it through a hound.
Can everybody just send me all of the Peter Jackson video nasties? That's what I want. I want the whole collection. Nasties. I don't even know what they're about, but I want all
of them. Meet the Feebles. I have here, I'll send you a link for Brain Dead because I'm sure you might get it.
This is crazy. Why have I never used Tubi?
I don't know. It's honestly the best kept secret in online streaming because it has everything and it's free. You do have to deal with ads, but like it has everything.
I'll do ads for free movies like Crime Wave and Meet the Feebles.
Here, I'm throwing up
The Vagrant thriller comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all these horror parents. 1989.
Oh yeah, Tubi secretly has like the best library. It's just
Reefer Madness. Holy shit.
All right, so I just dropped a YouTube link for Brain Dead in the Skype chat, so now you can watch that. It's absolutely fucking buck wild. Enjoy. This is my gift to you. Enjoy.
I'm so pleased. Thank you so much for this gift.
Of course, you're very welcome. Anyway, Evil Dead 2, great. Somehow better than the original.
Movie. This one, Evil Dead 2 is my favorite of the trilogy.
I agree, but one and 2 are very close for me, actually. It's maybe because I watched them in the same day.
Sense. 1 and 2 are definitely my top 2. I definitely like 1 and 2 the best, but I will say that I do like the second one a little better.
I think that is the general consensus, but like my going in was people saying like, Evil Dead 1 is kind of rough, 2 is where they figured it out. I loved 1, and 2 is just like somehow even, they add just a little more.
I do love the first one as well. There's a couple moments where I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, the tree,
80s horror, fine.
Yeah, absolutely right.
We know what's about to happen.
Yeah, but the first one also has like when they're like all melting at the end with like the stop motion like rotting melting effect.
It's like the most grotesque and most fabulous stop motion I've ever seen.
It's like beautiful and like disgusting. It's phenomenal. And then
okay, if you felt that way about that, I really think that was it The Matinee? I think I was telling you about on Shudder. The Last Matinee, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm,
Watch that one. Really surreal, or it's more magical realism than surreal, but some of the images are like so grotesque that they're humorous. That's great. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then then there's Army of Darkness, which is the outlier in the Evil Dead franchise, where it's like it is not a horror movie anymore. It is like an action comedy set in the 1300s, but
where
also like
demons.
Perfectly enjoyable. It's like every 14-year-old's favorite of the trilogy, but like being now almost 30, I was like, oh, this one's cute. I probably won't watch it as much as I watched the other two.
It's also the most surprisingly. I mean, it's not. That moments in that first movie, I wouldn't. What am I trying to say? It's definitely the most blatantly misogynistic of the 3 movies.
You saying Army of Darkness?
Yes. In the third one, I mean, there is of course the stuff in the first one, but I would categorize that as something entirely different as far as the way that the dialogue functions. That third movie. There's a lot of misogynistic ideas in the way that
it's playing into like the the knights quote unquote, but
it's just I don't know, it's a little bit I'm like whatever, but they literally leaned so hard into doing these practical effects. It's very much like you said, they were trying to do a live action cartoon.
Yeah, the skeletons are incredible. Like, there's so many great bits with all the skeletons and the sounds they make. And when the one is playing a bone, like a flute, as they're marching into war, like, that shit's killing me. That shit is getting me a rise. And we're in the climactic action scene where there's obviously just people off camera, just like hawking skeletons at Bruce Campbell, and he has to go like, oh! It's like, it's good. It's a good bit.
It's fun. No, it's one of those. I think that third one is, in my opinion, also the one that from someone that is like a film involved in filmmaking or like that kind of stuff, is the one that's the most blatantly in a campy way kind of meta. For sure. Where you watch it and you're like, that we know it's a movie, and they know we know it's a movie, right? As opposed to those first 2 movies where it's tongue is firmly in cheek and there is a little bit of a meta sensibility, but it's still treated like this is what's happening.
And there's plenty of good bits, like when he can't remember the spells, and he's kind of like mumbling certain parts of the spell under his breath. Like there's good bits in it, but I would only probably watch it if I was running the whole trilogy again. Whereas I could see myself regularly putting on 1 or 2. Just to because, and again, they're 80 minutes. It's nothing.
Now, I have a t-shirt with the stuff from the third one? And not the first 2? Yes, because it's far more iconic, and it's
the boomstick and it's all very good.
It's great. It's really fun.
Army of Darkness is only lesser in comparison to the other 2 Evil Dead movies. It is a perfectly good.
I mean, at that point, it's like an entirely different. It's interesting. It reminds me of a point I was thinking of earlier. Yes. I talk about how one of the things that frustrates me a lot with horror series or sequels, etc., is at a certain point they become action movies, right? I talk about it with Stranger Things. Stranger Things season 1 is legitimately suspenseful and kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
But then season 2, it's not scary. It's just an action.
It happens with basically everything. It's a difference between like Alien and Aliens.
Right.
It happens
and
with,
it's
you're right, basically.
It's like at a certain point you just kind of have to admit that that's what happens. So I love that the journey for this one went like horror movie to them being like, okay, we're just going to kind of reclaim it but make it funnier. And then they went, and they leaned into that need in the movie. And they said, fine, we'll go full action comedy.
Absolutely.
And just go off the rails because we can.
Because fuck it.
And it's awesome. It's such a bold move. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's they steered into the skit. They knew what was happening. They knew what was necessary, and so they're like, well, why half-ass it? Why try and hide? Let's go whole hog. Let's turn it into a big action cartoon as opposed to like and part of that is because horror relies often so much on mystery, not necessarily like solving a mystery, but like things we don't know, things we don't understand. And that is kind of like the genius of Aliens and why honestly like no Alien sequel has fully worked since Aliens is because James Cameron goes like, okay, the xenomorph is terrifying. And it's great.
But that wasn't what was scary. That first one is an example of cosmic horror, and aliens are used a lot in cosmic horror because they lean into the unknown. And the thing is, when you do that first movie about what's the unknown, once you get to the end and you confront the monster,
it's no longer
unknown.
Right?
So that's no longer the fear that you're producing your sequel into.
So he knows we can't just do another one. Right? He knows we can't just like, okay, another one alien in one place. So he's like, it's 1 million and they're space marines and they're just gonna like, they're gonna blow the shit out of them. And that movie works really well. And again, like other Alien sequels have tried to like kind of half-ass it and do like half of one and one of the other. It's never fully worked again because the rabbit's out of the hat, right? Like the xenomorph is in daylight now. It's never going to work again.
We've seen
the same way, right? And that's what the Nightmare on Elm Street has done a similar thing where it's like, okay, after the first one, Freddy is now a comedy cartoon character.
I mean, yes, but I would also argue that he's a comedy cartoon character in the first one.
That is true, but like he doesn't have like catchphrases yet. He doesn't have.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
He doesn't have his like that's all, folks.
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't come along until at least another couple Nightmares on Elm Street. But a natural escalation of that character.
What was I saying? There was a thing I was saying. I forget what I was saying.
No. Something about mystery, something about something about horror franchises. Meet the Feebles. Oh gosh, oh jeez. Oh man. Oh, I can't think of what I was thinking.
Oh jeez. Oh no. I don't know what's going on. So I feel fine. I'm like entirely well. I took a COVID test this morning, came back negative. As I took one 2 days ago, it was also negative. I just like for some reason don't have a voice, which is really weird because it's something that like never happens to me.
I think, you know, if I'm throwing a fucking spitball here, I think it's because like the weather in New York is changing so like on a day
everybody thinks it might be the allergy stuff, and I think they might be right.
I'm not saying allergies necessarily. I think when it's like 30 degrees, 70 degrees, 50 degrees, I think it's just your internal fucking machinate. They're all over the place. I think your equilibrium is fucked. Your
hot tea or something.
Your four humors are in.
Oh yes, we're gonna go down to the humors. Yeah, my blood is out of balance. Someone grab the leeches.
Yeah, your yellow bile it's out of whack.
Literally.
We need to get in. We need to fix your yellow bile. I think I'm your doctor. And I think you need a good bleeding.
You go. I think you need a bleeding and hold on to some of this lavender. Hope you feel better next week. Or
if you died, oh well.
Yeah, either you'll feel better or you'll die. Either way, you'll be in a better place. So,
I did my best. I did my best. Let's see. I don't know. I guess we'll try and enter it. But this is, of course, Advanced Media Studies podcast.
How are we going to do this?
I know. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be dicey. Podcast where we aim to talk about every piece of pop culture ever created. At a time. We are in the halfway point of our Mythic PodQuest, where we talk about Apple TV Plus's Mythic Quest. I am the person that has seen this week's episodes, TV's Kevin Lanigan, but you may call me the Executioner. Jace, that would make sense if you had seen the episode.
I'm sure it would have. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jace. I use they, them pronouns. You can also use my last name as a pronoun if you want. It's Ziv. Whoa. It's one syllable. Amazing. Anyway, what was I saying? I have not seen these episodes.
Spitball. What do you think is something from the episodes?
You know what? I don't know. I'm just going to explain myself. I've been in callbacks for a show. I can't say much right now, but I just found out I got cast, and I'm very excited about it.
Mazel.
It will be coming to Off-Broadway in a couple months. So
that's fantastic.
Stay tuned. I guess you'll just have to check back into this podcast for me to let you know more details when I'm allowed to.
Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah, you have to listen to every episode.
Download.
Or at least download every episode. I guess I don't care if you listen. But just give us those numbies. Caleb is tweeting, but he's not yet on the call. This is my call out post.
Tweeting is a very what is Caleb tweeting?
Post. He's replying to people. It's popping up in my feed, and I'm like, dog, get on Skype. It's okay. He'll be here. Daddy Host has also seen this week's episodes, but Jace has been in callbacks. Jace has not seen them, and so that's sort of the impasse that we're at. And I'm going to continue to stall, and we'll see how long this stall
there's
takes.
Other things we can talk
next
about.
Next week,
though.
Of course, we will be talking about. Well, not next. So we're going to record in 2 weeks.
You're doing great.
The episode's probably going to come out in 2 weeks. But we'll be instead of jumping into Mythic Quest Season 2, we're going to jump into John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes.
Which I just finished my rewatch of today. I did a rewatch in 2 chunks. One of the great films. We'll get into it more next episode.
One of the great films, period.
And I say, I always feel weird, like, when people are like, what are the best movies ever made? I'm like, I don't really feel qualified. I have too many like big gaps in my filmography. However, I feel pretty confident in saying just I could watch everything ever made. I would still probably put The Thing up there. I still would probably like put The Thing near the top of my list, right?
It's incredible.
At least one of the best American films ever made. That I feel unequivocally. I'll stamp that. No problem. And so that'll be exciting to talk about. A personal fave of mine, obviously a personal fave of Jace, whose
I love it.
choice
it
was.
Much. That is also cosmic horror. We were talking about that with Alien.
Yeah.
The thing that makes this one so excited is because of the nature of the thing where you will never know.
It's unknowable.
It's unknowable, and that's what makes it so good. It's the same reason why when you watch Bird Box, it works because you never see it.
It's unknowable. And the Thing, unlike other movie monsters, the Thing has no form. Like, there is no root.
It's incredible.
Of what the Thing. It's incredible. Go watch it, listeners. Please.
Oh my gosh, please go watch it. I will say my one major critique of it right now, we'll get into it at a later day, but my one main critique of it is that I wish it wasn't always a bunch of men yelling, but at the same time,
It's less yelly than you remember. I'll say that as someone who like just rewatched it. There's really only like 1 or 2 scenes where it gets yelly. I will say that.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. It's an incredibly minor comment, but it's one that I would, I feel like I must comment on.
Yeah,
within my gendered lens, etc. Oh
my
gosh,
the Antarctic base is a real sausage fest down in Antarctica. It's a dude fest down in Antarctica, where the thing from another world will stalk around and do various things. I cannot wait to hear Daddy Host's thoughts on John Carpenter's The Thing.
I've seen most of it. I haven't watched it all the way through myself, but
I mean, it's good.
Being a cinephile and appreciating practical effects, it's like one of the staples, right?
It's one of the great practical effects. Like it's on the fucking
Mount Rushmore. You get to the end of that sucker. Holy
I'm one of those people
hell.
that got emotional when the guy who was in the puppet suit for Godzilla died like 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that guy's the reason why we have so much monster fiction in film.
Right. Because he was just great at fucking stomping around. Just an iconic stomper, right? Just like really killing it with the physicality of like, what would a giant lizard walk around like? And he figured
Have y'all seen the people that have done the math about like, based on the size of Godzilla, what it would sound like if he were to roar?
Nothing good. It would not sound good.
Because like scientifically, it would be almost unregisterable as a note. It would just be a vibration. And anybody within 2 miles, their heart would stop.
Yeah, would liquefy.
It would kill them.
Your fucking brains would leak out of your fucking ears. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It would just be a vibration. Buildings would fall over and people's blood would boil.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds great, honestly. It sounds like a party. What are some great practical effects before we dive into Mythic Quest? Honestly, for me,
American Werewolf in London,
unbelievable Rick Baker.
There was also another contemporary that was done. It was really well. It was another transformation.
The Benicio del Toro transformation.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Which one?
When Benicio del Toro played
the Wolfman?
The wolf
in the 2010s. I think Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, I'm talking about around the same time that American Werewolf came out.
Around the 80s. That could be something. Honestly, for me, one of the high water marks will always be Audrey 2 in the Little Shop of Horrors movie. It's obviously a very different, but
that is one of the
is
greatest puppets ever made.
Unbelievable. The mouth movement, the fucking and when it all the different stages, when it rises to full height, and the class, unbelievable practical effect.
And the fact that they did that and they would do it much slower and they would speed it up to make it look more natural.
Exactly, because it would be impossible to do it in real time.
So heavy.
It would be impossible
to get that amount of articulation at that actual speed from that beast.
That's why it had to be Frank. That's why it had to be long, tall Frank Oz. He's the only man for the job. I'm sure we'll get into more practical effect stuff next record with The Thing.
I gotta give my example. Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
100%.
Those dinosaurs are still good.
Of course.
No
Those
question
dinosaurs rule. Unbelievable.
Still fucking good.
Good dinos.
Also, I think all of the people in Apollo 13, where they were,
where they're
filming all the space scenes in an airplane. That was
yeah. They did that one airplane ride where it goes up and it's it crests, and during that crest you have zero gravity, and so they're filming all of the fucking zero G stuff in Apollo 13 in that one brief window. I cannot imagine.
30-second increments.
A nightmare. But you know what? That movie is perfect.
And Bryce is following up in their dad's legacy and making really good shit too.
That's exciting. What's Bryce doing behind the camera?
She's directed 2 or 3 of the best Mandalorian episodes, including one that has really, really deep homages to her dad. She did. I don't know if y'all have watched both seasons of Mandalorian, but in season 2 he meets members of the Death Watch who are other Mandalorians. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene where the Razor Crest comes out of orbit, or it comes into atmosphere, and it's rattling because it's beat up, and the condensation from that happening in his like less than sealed cabin is causing water to bead and droplet all over the instruments of the ship, and it's dropping down on him as it's coming down. It's like almost a 1-to-1 reference to Ron's work in Apollo 13 as they're re-entering the atmosphere.
I had no idea. She did a boba as well, and now she's in pre-pro on Flight of the Navigator.
Is that a remake?
Yeah, or like an adaptation of the same source material or whatever.
That was the one the DiCaprio was in, right?
No, that's The Aviator.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Which
that's a good
another
movie.
Excellent movie, but very different. Very different, but again, good movie. Flight of the Navigator, 1986. In 1978, a boy travels 8 years into the future and has an adventure with an intelligent, wisecracking alien ship. Okay, Bryce Dally.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. I remember watching a thing where she was talking about how much her dad's love for science fiction influenced her as a kid.
That's great.
And now she gets to make that stuff, and you know what?
Good for her.
Fuck it up, baby.
Yeah, I didn't know what she was doing outside of those terrible Jurassic World movies, but it's good to know that she's like,
making money,
she's
so
up
she
to
can
some
direct.
shit.
Yeah.
She's doing some cool shit.
Damn.
She's making money so she can direct. That's what she's doing in those terrible movies.
That
Similar
rules.
to Matt McConaughey in Dumb Chick Flicks.
She did an
and Heath Ledger
episode
before him.
of Arrested Development. Well, there you go. Rock on. Let's talk some Mythic Quest, eh? Now that the three of us are assembled.
I mean, I guess.
I still haven't seen him.
Yeah, Jace, this will be fun. This will be fun for you to hear about some Mythic Quest you have to look forward to.
Yeah.
You should, Jace. You should watch them right now while we talk about them.
That's actually a great idea. I'm going to put that on.
That's a great idea. Perfect.
Because Kevin and I can wax philosophical, and then you can be like, "Oh my god, this one scene."
Yeah.
We'll be like, "Yes, that."
It's happening right now as you two are talking about it.
Whoa!
So let's talk about the first
two very
special.
emotional episodes for me, by the way.
Absolute. No, these are two. These are the. I guess these and Dark Quiet Death are the three best episodes of the show so far.
These two episodes are the paintball, though, of this season.
Exactly. Well, we shall discuss. But first, the first special, Quarantine, directed by Rob McElhaney, written by Rob McElhaney and Megan Gans and David Hornsby. This episode takes place entirely on Zoom, or a Zoom-like platform, as the crew at MQ deal with trying to do work and socialize in the middle of a pandemic. Poppy sort of has a nervous breakdown. Jace, spoilers. And in the end, they sort of all come together to do a cute little thing. And the thing about the cute little thing that they do
is they actually fucking did it.
I didn't know that, but that is fun to know. Caleb, it infuriates me because it's cheesy as hell, and I have cried both times that It works.
It works so much.
I'm infuriated. I'm so mad.
It's dumb and corny.
And it works like a charm. I don't know what it is. It's the music and the way they're all cheering, and it's just, I die when I see it.
CW shouting, "Fuck you, coronavirus."
I mean, come on. So generally, I will say, I prefer most media to not acknowledge the current pandemic. I prefer most television shows to proceed in their universe as if the pandemic is not happening, right? While obviously, like, the cast and crew observing, proper protocols, but like in the fiction, I like most things to kind of avoid it. But if you're going to do it, I think this episode does it pretty perfectly.
Here's the framework, right?
Yeah, in 2 months into the pandemic, 3 months into quarantine, just like perfectly sum up the emotional state to this day as articulatable as they did, and making it all work, and everyone's performances are good, and it isn't annoying to just like stare at a Zoom for 30 straight minutes. Good job, team.
Oh my god! There's a moment where I'm getting ahead of myself. Hey, Kev? Who are you?
Oh, we already did that.
Oh, okay. I'm the third guy who have kids. All right, moving on.
No, we did that a while ago.
Kids. That's amazing.
I have children or whatever.
The moment where it just the screen plays as Poppy's eyes, and you're just watching her like filter through code, and look for things while Ian's trying to get her attention, while she's ignoring it, and like popping to other windows and like saying like I'm done, and like nobody's saying anything until someone's like, okay, you can quit now, and then cutting out to her and the realization of like, oh fuck, I needed this.
Yeah,
she's so
good. Drowning without work, without motivation, I mean, like, I honestly, you know, kind of experienced similar. Now, I did not live alone, like Poppy seems to live alone, but it was like boy, I'm glad I have, like, a podcast to keep me, like, doing something every week, you know what I mean? Like, this show functioned in a similar way. But this plot line with Poppy, and ultimately when it becomes, like, a plot line with Ian, it is, of course, very sweet, but it also feels like a pivot point on how we're going to treat Ian as a character. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the moment where you decide, where they have obviously made a decision of, like, are we going to treat our asshole main character like a Jeff Winger or like a Dennis Reynolds? Like, are we going to try and humanize them, or are we going to turn them into, like, an inhuman monster? Right, and they elect in this moment to say, like, no, he's a person. We're going to treat him like a human being, and give him emotionality and give him depth, which is I think ultimately a good choice for the direction this show will go, at least in this season coming up, which is a much more emotional season. Yeah,
this season's extremely personal. I love it.
Yeah. Even also, for, like Brad, who, like, you don't expect the show to go to emotional places with fucking Brad Bakshi, and it will go there. It will jump in that place.
Yeah, we talked about it last episode a little bit, how, like, the relationship between Poppy and Ian is very much like a dysfunctional, moderately abusive relationship, and that there are two ways for fiction to deal with those things, and one is to vilify the douchebag continuously so that you know that there wasn't anything redeeming about them, and then give the character that is their opposite a place to go that is a response, whether that's alone or with somebody who's not a piece of shit. And then the other alternative is to dig into why the piece of shit is a piece of shit and allow them space to grow and become different. And I think this season and this show does a really good job of the latter, of figuring out how to give Ian some humanity. And my favorite part is that it doesn't work right away.
For sure.
And it's not just like, oh, hey, he's great.
We don't just flip a switch and he's a nice, perfectly good, like, functional person, right? Like, we don't. Right. Absolutely. And it works. And I, you know, on everyone is obviously filming in their own homes during this episode. Like, I've seen that exact backdrop when, like, Danny Pudi has done interviews, you know, during the pandemic, that, like, office attic looking sort of room that he's in, and just, like, seeing Rob McElhaney's actual house, this palatial mansion with, like, a bridge, and, like, it's unbelievable.
It's extremely funny.
And you're like, oh yeah, It's Always Sunny's been on television for, like, a long time. And It's Always Sunny is always
been on
playing.
Long enough that Rob McElhaney bought a soccer team.
Right. Like, he and Ryan Reynolds bought a soccer team.
Yeah.
You know? But it's with a fucking bridge, and you're like, oh yeah, 13 seasons of It's Always Sunny. And that show is always playing. Those residuals are always coming in.
Always.
Ridiculous.
Charlie Day has all but stopped acting. He just produces.
Right. Shows up in something every so. He was in a Mountain Dew commercial that played in my movie theater the other day.
That's just doing good math, Kev. They go, we'll give you $10 million to be here for a day.
Yeah.
And he's like,
right.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much that paradigm has shifted for doing ads. Because it used to be, not even, like, within our lifetimes, like, celebrities had to go to Japan to do advertisements because it was seen as, like, gauche or hack for these celebrities to be, like, doing MasterCard commercials or Pepsi commercials or what have you. Now it's just the expected thing.
100%.
And I think that's honestly that's changed 100% because now you never stop seeing, like, celebrities, and you're like, Samuel L. Jackson, Taylor Swift, do you, like, really need Capital One money? But I guess, you know, there they are. They're collecting Capital One money.
Yeah, they just use that Capital One money as like a vacation slush fund or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
and those
I don't need it,
obviously,
but I'll take everything I get here and then go do something fun with it.
Right, it's like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in Airplane because he wanted to like buy a rug, so his salary was like the exact price of the Turkish rug that he wanted to buy.
Incredible.
Incredible.
I love
it. Great film, great athlete, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Check him out. And I love that kind of stuff. Or Michael Caine in regards to, I want to say Jaws: The Revenge.
Or Twist, that awful Oliver Twist movie I watched.
Sure, but Jaws: The Revenge has a specific quote where Michael Caine's like, "I've never seen Jaws: The Revenge, but I've seen the beach house it bought, and it's fantastic."
Perfect.
Which is beautiful. A perfect response to that. But this is a good, strong episode of Mythic Quest, bringing it back to what we're talking about.
Yes.
And seeing like David Hornsby, God bless him, like actually shaving off like an eyebrow and shaving off his mustache and shit. What the things you do for your craft, that's method acting. That's, people love to talk about The Revenant, Leo DiCaprio. But this is real method acting. Shaving off your actual eyebrow.
So much. I think method acting does not bring anything to the art form except for an excuse for white people to abuse their castmates.
Except for ego, right? I'm Jared Leto. I'm gonna mail a condom to Margot Robbie.
It's all abusive. It
Everybody
does not actually make you a good actor. It just makes you have emotional issues.
My favorite response to people method acting is, I don't remember who it was. Fuck, I wish I did. Another actor who was just like, someone was like, "Are you a method actor?" And he was like, "No, I'm an actor."
Right.
Exactly.
My job is to act like that,
right?
Not
eating
be like that.
Eating a fucking raw bison liver and going ew gross is not method acting. Eating like cotton candy and going ew gross is method acting, right? Like that's you.
Yeah,
that's
just
you
acting.
Right.
Like,
it's just. I'm sorry. I said method acting. I meant acting.
Right.
There's that story about, I want to say the movie is Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman and Peter O'Toole, and Dustin Hoffman like stayed up for like 72 hours to do a scene, and he shows up and he's like haggard, and Peter O'Toole's like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "Well, my character is supposed to have been up for 72 hours. I wanted to get into that headspace. I wanted to like be along with the character." And Peter O'Toole was like, "Have you ever tried acting?" That's devastating. You don't come back from that. You're a pile of ash on the floor at that point.
Okay, hold on real quick. I got it up. Is this episode 10 and episode 11?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, here we go.
Yes. Put on those subs and rock and roll.
It's being dragged so.
Don't do that.
Yeah, although do turn off the audio, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it into my headphones so I can hear you end the show, and you can only hear me.
Yes, well, that's genius. It's amazing what we can do with technology these days.
Incredible. It's unbelievable.
Incredible. Danny Host, any other thoughts about this particular epi?
I mean, it's great. I don't know.
It's solid. Okay, I'm just asking.
It's incredible. Also, watching it during, I guess it was 2021. It had to have been. Still, watching it like
came out in May 2020.
Oh my God. All right.
May 22nd, 2020. 2 months into the pandemic.
Sure. They probably did it in like a week.
Sure. I mean, they probably, like, Apple TV, shipped everyone a bunch of iPhones, like they did with the Joel McHale Tiger King special,
Wait, I'm sorry, real quick. Apple TV just hit me with an ad for a show called Severance, and it looks amazing.
Directed by Ben Stiller. It looks good. Incredible. I haven't had a chance to see it, but it looks good. Got Adam Scott and Zach Cherry. A lot of interesting people. I just have not.
Really fascinating cast. Really fascinating premise. All right, sorry about that.
Been meaning to get around to it, but
I have
the time. I've been watching Succession instead.
No, there's a couple I don't know. Watching, I don't think I watched it in 2020, or if I did, it was near the end of 2020. Sure. Just because I was like late to it. I think I started watching it as soon as I found out season 2 was coming out.
Sure.
So around that time. Anyway, the whole moment with Ian going for a walk and then being at Poppy's door, just fucking shattered me when it happened. When I watched it the first time, I was like, oh, oh, this show did that. Like,
open the door.
And now, like, rewatching it, you're like, oh, he's definitely walking to our house.
Sure.
But still,
it caught me too. I just like it. I was like, how did I not see that coming? They got me.
It's so emotional and so good.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
It's really sweet. It's a funny episode. This was a turning point for me on this show where I was like, this show is really like, it is capable of going to special places. Mm-hmm. I think this could end up being like a really interesting show when all is said and done. And season 2 proves that to a certain extent. As it again continues to push the bounds of what the show was thought capable of.
Still to this day, I do not fucking know how 3 and 4 will be made.
I'd love to see what they do. I can't wait.
Gonna do?
I have no idea, but hey, rock on. I love a show writing itself into an impossible corner and figuring out how to scroll its way out. Love that.
Yeah, let's go.
Worked on Breaking Bad for years, you know.
Yeah.
There's that show Search Party, which I've never seen, but apparently they wrote every season finale intentionally of like, we're going to write ourselves into the biggest corner we can think of with no plan of how to get out. And it was like a fun little challenge for them that they set for themselves.
Interesting. Dangerous, but interesting.
I admire it. People say it's good. Yeah. Been meaning to get around to it.
That's an Apple TV show, right? That's got the
it was TBS, and then HBO Max was the final season. Search Party.
What am I thinking?
For those of you who are wondering, I just watched Ian walk out of a hot tub while completely naked.
Yeah, baby.
Gotta love those cold opens.
Rob McElhenney, he's a fit man. What can I say? He puts in the time. He puts in the work.
It's very, very funny to me that he's a fit man now, because like there's a moment in Always Sunny where he on purpose was not a fit man. And then as a plot point became a fit man.
Right, because he was at the beginning of the show, he's a kind of a regular guy in his 20s, you know, where he's like, it's fit, but it doesn't seem like he works out all the time. And then for season, I think 6 or 7, he tried to convince the whole cast to gain a bunch of weight. And they were all like, no, we're not doing that. But he's like, fine, I'll do it. So he gains a bunch of weight and then like loses it all. And ever since then, he's been like a fucking ripped.
Yeah, he's been a little hoss.
Yeah, absolutely. Buck wild.
Insane.
Yeah. Y'all remember when Jared Leto gained all that weight to play the guy that shot John Lennon by drinking melted ice cream and olive oil every day? And then nobody saw that movie or liked it? Do y'all remember?
Remember that? I didn't remember, and that seems perhaps like the most appropriate ending.
Seems like the most fucking Jared Leto-ass thing that's ever... Yeah.
Man.
Anyway, let's move on to the next episode. The second special, which aired 11 months later, with like a month to go between the second season. So this was really like a primer for, hey,
yeah, it was
MQ's
like
coming
here we
back.
go, next season.
Could have been the season premiere, but whatever. It's a special. Everlight. Again directed by Rob McElhenney, written by Ashley Birch. In this episode, the team at NQ celebrates their annual Everlight party, where they have a big fucking LARP combat competition in the middle of the MQ offices, and challenges arise to Ian's proposed winner for this year. Daddy Host.
Yes.
This episode is unbelievable. This is the only episode of TV that has come out in the last 6 years, almost 7 now, that has properly picked up Community's genre torch.
100%.
It is the only episode I have seen of a live action show to properly go, we've seen your modern warfare, we've seen your fucking geothermal escapism, and now it's our turn. And they fucking grabbed it and seized it. This episode's unbelievable. This is
so good.
The lighting throughout this entire thing is insane. And the set redesign that they did for it with all the fucking foliage and the special effects, and when Daddy Pooty turns into like a fucking lich.
Dude, It's incredible. It's one of my favorite episodes. Like, I don't...
Are you kidding me?
It's so good.
This is my favorite episode.
So
I won't lie. This is the best episode of the show so far. This episode rules.
It's incredible.
The whole ensemble gets, like, fun shit to do. Joe gets to be insane.
The HR lady gets to just drink, which is the moment I saw that, I was like, finally. She gets to do what she wants to do.
Honestly, the only note is that there's not enough Sue in this episode, but I understand that, like, there was a lot going on here, and you can't fit everyone in. Not enough Sue. Not enough Sue. But damn, all the action scenes, all the, like, combat, you know, fucking Ashley Birch just, like, tearing down. Oh, we didn't mention it in the quarantine episode. There's a little, like, Aloy in the background of Ashley Birch's scenes.
Sitting hidden in the background, you're like, oh, hey,
there it is. Hey, an Easter egg.
I picked it up.
Hey, I found that Easter egg. But that's a fun little nugget. But the fucking combat, when, like, the arrow is flying, it transforms into, like, a fantasy arrow,
and it all becomes real. Also, we haven't mentioned, like, maybe the coolest part of this episode, which is that it's narrated by Anthony Hopkins. What the fuck?
Which explains why he was, like, the person who announced Mythic Quest seasons 3 and 4. I had forgotten that, and I was like,
oh my god, Kev.
Why is he doing that?
Because they're gonna bring it back with another Everlight.
Good, as they should. As many of these as you choose to give me, truly. I did a little homework regarding this episode. Okay. Because my dumb brain, full of useless nonsense, remembered Danny Pudi is in a movie about LARPing. Danny Pudi is in a movie about, like, LARPing gone wrong, called Knights of Badassdom, which sat on the shelf for years and years and years, and was obviously, like, fantasy casted by Comic-Con circa 2011 or 12, because it's got fucking Peter Dinklage, it's got Summer Glau, Danny Pudi, Steve Zahn, you know, all of these, like,
all of the
regulars
people that would be in that,
of genre, of fantasy television and all that. And I started watching it on Tubi, the most underrated streaming service in town, the most robust streaming library in the game. The movie's bad. I turned it off after, like, half an hour. But I tried to do my homework. I really tried.
You tried. You did your best.
I did my best. I gave it a college try. I watched 1/3 of the movie, and they just did one too many jokes about Summer Glau's body, and I was like, I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm wrapping this up. I can't do this anymore.
Sure.
This poor woman. Having to, like, smile her way through. But it was this movie that I followed for years because it was, like, sitting in development hell. The other movie I remember doing that for was Fanboys. Daddy Host, do you know Fanboys?
That does sound familiar. Let me look it up real quick.
The movie. It's got, like, Dan Fogler and Kristen Bell. It's about these nerds in 1999
Star Wars font?
They have a friend who is dying of cancer, so they decide to steal an advanced copy of The Phantom Menace so that their friend can see it before he dies.
What is this?
It's a road trip movie called Fanboys. And it has
shit.
like Ray Park is in it as, like, the security guard at George Lucas's mansion, and he does some kind of, like, you know, Ray Park shit. There's a few other people. Ethan Suplee plays Harry Knowles of Ain't It Cool News, which, like, that has aged terribly. But that happens in the movie. It's like a weird, like, road trip movie about them trying to steal the Phantom. There's another Star Wars cameo. I can't remember. Maybe it's Ahmed Best or Anthony Daniels. Anyway, but the last line of the movie is them sitting down to watch The Phantom Menace, and they say, "What if it sucks?" And that's, like, the big last joke. That's the big last joke.
That's incredible.
Cannot tell you how this movie has aged. I imagine poorly, but that is a guess. I haven't seen it in over a decade. Fanboys.
This was written by... written by Ernest Cline?
that makes perfect sense now that you say that. Jay Baruchel is in this. I forgot about that.
This is written by Ernest Cline?
Makes perfect sense that this is from the Ready Player One guy. That makes the most sense in the world.
Yeah, but like, I didn't know he wrote that before. When did Ready Player One come out?
That's a good in the early 2010s, like 11 or 12, I think.
So he made a movie before he made Ready Player One.
He was a scriptwriter before Ready Player One. He was
he
was a writer of scripts before writing Ready Player One. Seth Rogen
he
plays
wrote an episode of Red
parts.
versus Blue.
Of course he did. I forgot this. Yeah, Seth Rogen plays 3 parts in the movie, including a big Trekkie that they go to war with. Anyway,
what movie is this?
In Fanboys. In Fanboys. I'm sorry. I'm now remembering Fanboys in a more profound way. I'm sorry, but
this
anyway,
is incredible. I've always seen this movie and been like, oh, it's got the Star Wars font, and literally never once read what the fuck it's about.
Yeah,
never once.
That's it. That's Fanboys, a movie only God. I remember. I am the sole survivor of remembering. I am Mark Wahlberg in the movie Soul Survivor. I'm the sole survivor. Ridiculous. Insane. But Everlight is good. But Everlight is fucking incredible. And like the fucking music that they play over it, the animation that opens it up with the Anthony Hopkins, narration, like this.
The animation's really great.
Fucking
I would watch that show.
Animated sequence that unfolds. Poppy repeatedly. Poppy doing some great pratfalls in
Fireball,
and she gets pelted with it twice, and she goes down like a champ. She does a fucking like full ass like over a chair pratfall. Good for her.
Yeah, it rules.
Yeah, rock on.
It rules.
That's the good shit. Joe just being insane.
Being unhinged, finally.
I'm gonna get my kills. Yeah. I'm gonna get my kills. It's fine. Just tearing people apart. And they're like, Jesus Christ, Joe.
Yep. You also see a little bit, I want to say it's specifically Megan Gann's influence, but you see a similar exchange to Shirley walking into Troy teaching Jeff how to fight. And Troy being like, sorry, we're just fighting, and then going,
one of the best scenes
of anything else. And then Jeff's like, no, we were just fighting. Damn, that is hard. Where like it starts and fucking I am the saying I decree, and Poppy's like we, and he's like we and then when it switches and she's doing it, she says I, and he corrects her like 2 or 3 times, and she goes, damn, it is hard not to do that.
Yeah, you're right. That does feel. It
feels like a very parallel joke.
Ringing that bell a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. It rules. This episode rules. When it turns into like a real fight.
When the switch flips.
The switch is so good.
Yeah, and it's like it's now like, there's no background actors. They're holding real weaponry, real quote unquote. That's the good shit.
That's that good shit, dude. When it did that, I was like, and the arrow hits the tree, and it's just a dark forest. I was like, oh my God, they're going for it. They're doing it. It's the best.
Good shit. Fuck, dude.
It's fucking delicious.
It's a tasty morsel. Great. It's fucking good. And Danny Pudi just fucking hamming it up.
Hey, Danny Pudi fucking eats all episode. When he's like, I majored in fencing, and gets in the stance, and I was like, yep, I needed to see Danny Pudi rocking this. And then he's like, I minored in archery. Which is, if we're meant to believe this is true, it means that the monetization lead in the studio, who's a diabolical asshole already, didn't even study business. He majored in fencing and minored in archery. Which, like...
Well, no, he got a fencing scholarship. That's different.
So he got a fencing scholarship,
but he minored in archery. Yes, indeed. I took a fencing class in college. It was fun. I had a good time.
I didn't go to school that had fencing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If they did, we read like Tom Sawyer while we did it.
I'm sorry about that.
It was dead.
Fencing, the best day. Yeah, you got tricked into taking fencing class. Some guy said fencing class would be really fun and tricked you into taking fencing class.
Yeah.
That was a good joke. I didn't even catch it until you said it was a joke. That was good. I like that one.
Thank you.
But the best day of fencing class was when the teacher said, "Fuck it." We had the whole gym, and he's like, "All right, everyone's divided into teams of 2, and you're going to like fight. You're going to like sword fight, and it's an elimination-based sword fight, and the last team standing wins." And it came down to me and my 4 friends versus the other team, and we fucking won. It felt so radical. It felt so good.
Hell yeah, baby!
Yeah, it was so fucking
Friend
good.
victory.
Holding on to it a decade later. These were the glory days. Yeah, they'll pass you by. Glory days. It was good. It was good shit.
Dude, that shit's amazing.
It's Rectum. It's absolutely, minoring and archery rules. I should do archery.
Did you just say it's rectum?
No. I absolutely did not. I said it rules?
Maybe Skype did that. It sounded
I didn't hear anything you said
like,
after rectum.
I was like, why though?
I don't know. It's
all
rectum.
Right.
That's my new. I'm starting a phrase. It's when I want to say something is cool. I say it's rectum.
Yeah, it's totally rectum. What?
That's so rectum.
Okay.
That's too close to the workaholics.
Loose
tight
butthole.
butthole. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm so sad we both know that.
Yeah. I used to like that show. I don't know if I ever went back to watch it. But
yeah, I just knew people that said it all the time. I've only seen a couple workaholics. And it was really like I zoned out, and then Jillian Bell would come on, and I'm like, hey, that's funny. And then I would stop paying attention again.
Sure. Sure.
She's funny. Why isn't she in everything? Caleb, explain.
We could ask that question about a lot of things,
that's
honestly.
True. What's she up to? Looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember how funny she was in 22 Jump Street?
Yes.
Unbelievably funny.
Remember how funny 21 Jump Street was and it shouldn't have been?
That movie is so funny and also morally fucked in every conceivable way.
This is so bad.
That movie is morally abhorrent, and it's also the fucking funniest movie. Man. It's so funny.
Speaking of movies that maybe not morally decrepit, but movies that probably shouldn't be as funny as they are, but are hilarious and also feature Channing Tatum in some capacity. I watched Free Guy.
Oh, the Ryan Reynolds
that movie
vehicle?
Actually fucking rules. Like, I watched it, was like, oh, it's going to be dumb like that Adam Sandler video game movie that I did not watch because it looked stupid.
Pixels.
But people that I know kept watching Free Guy and being like, watch it. Taika Waititi's in it.
I knew that.
And he's amazing.
Well, sure.
Fucking Channing Tatum is incredible. Ryan Reynolds rules always. But then Jodie Comer is also in it. And
sure, we love her.
It's great. It's fucking great. I enjoyed every minute of it. It made me emotional a couple times. And I was like, what is this movie doing? Why is it funny? Yeah. Also, the number of IPs that they were able to license for a quick cameo is absurd. There are so many things in this movie. It's incredible. Like you're
anti-selling me. Now you're pushing me away.
No, but like less focused on them, like Ready Player One. Like it's not like this movie is featuring Godzilla and Gundams. It's just
but
he's
I know
running down the street.
He gets a Hulk hand and there's like a lightsaber and
that's climax stuff. Of course, it's gonna be goofy and shit. What I'm talking about specifically is like when they're walking towards the camera and in the background you can see specifically a Scorpion tank from Halo. That like they don't make a point of being like this is from Halo, but if you've played it, you'd go, oh shit.
Like that Wreck-It Ralph shit.
Yes.
On that Wreck-It Ralph tank.
Right. Like if you're a fan of video games, you'll be like, oh, that.
I see.
And it kind of rules.
Well, folks, that's a hearty
it's on Disney
endorsement
Plus and HBO Max, which makes no sense to me. But you can watch it on either one, and it rules. I enjoyed it a lot.
Listeners at home, take it to heart.
It's the guy who directed Adam Project, which was also good. And he's planning to direct Deadpool 3, so he's getting his Ryan Reynolds practice in.
Yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds' guy. I haven't liked his other movies, Sean Levy, but he's working, he's booking, and I can't argue with that.
He's trying. He's warming up.
He's doing something. What is this guy up to? Free Guy. All the Night at the Museum movies. Real Steel. Date Night. The Steve Martin Pink Panther. The Steve Martin Cheaper by the Dozen. You know, he finds his guys. And he sticks with them. He's loyal like that.
You know what?
Big Fat Liar. I didn't know he did Big Fat Liar, actually. That's news to me.
That is news.
I learn something new every day.
The movie's like 20 years old.
Yeah. Hey,
it always amazes me when I find out that somebody...
Careers are long.
It always amazes me when I find out that somebody's been making movies long enough that I've seen some and not realized it was them.
Sean Levy was born in 1968.
Okay, damn.
I'm just saying. We're learning here.
Yeah, we're learning.
We finding shit out now. That's what we're doing.
It's just a constant wave of going, oh.
Okay. You go, careers are long. Careers in this Hollywood business can be long and take many turns over the course of their the course of their life. Like how F. Murray Abraham ends up on Mythic Quest. Careers are long. I do like the explanation in this episode of why yes, CW is not there, but even more so why F. Murray Abraham will not be on set for the first half of season 2. Because it's like, is it Poppy who says, like, I'm not going to be responsible for killing a national treasure. Like, you're CW, you are staying home. Right.
His writing's great, but his immune system sucks.
Yeah, it's them slapping a fucking lampshade on, like, listen, F. Murray Abraham is going to be on a computer for the first half of the season, and we're all just going to have to deal with it, okay? Because we can't kill F. Murray. We're not going to be the people that kill F. Murray Abraham.
We're not going to be the ones that have to.
We're not going to kill Salieri. I won't do it. I will not kill Salieri.
Oh, man, both of these episodes are great.
Fucking whips. Fucking
the fact that Anthony Hopkins announced Mythic Quest 3 and 4, seasons 3 and 4, makes me very excited that we get another Everlight.
Could be.
What a treasure, by the way, Anthony Hopkins.
What a treasure.
I don't know if you've come across his TikTok account.
I've not seen his TikTok, but I've seen his tweets. I'm a long follower on Twitter, and he has just this. He's an odd man. As he
ages, he just gets more goofy, and I love it.
Kooky. He's kind of like a kooky old man, but in a fun way. It seems.
Yeah.
In a
way that's like not concerning. It's just adorable.
Right. It's Pierce is not sundowning. He seems nice. He seems cogent.
Right. He's not hitting on your waitress. He's telling a goofy story to the waitress.
And the waitress doesn't care, but everyone's fine.
Right. Nobody's like, Grandpa, stop.
Jace, progress report.
Yeah, what are you laughing at?
Where you at?
Oh, Jace can't hear us.
Oh, okay. Jace turned off that functionality. We know something was funny.
Unless we got their beautiful laughter in the middle, regardless.
That's fantastic. Yeah. It lights up. We'll pretend they were laughing at us.
Yeah. It lined up really well, actually. Way more well than we should have.
And our repartee. Our classic comedic repartee.
Our typical back and forth.
Absolutely. Our glorious back and forth, which is why we've developed a beautiful set of listeners.
Yes. Precisely.
I mean,
vote for anything that I put into the March Madness bracket.
Only one person won, Caleb. Only one person won the bracket. Do you know what I'm like? Only one.
I won the bracket.
15 options were going to lose. You didn't put it into the play, but your thing made it to the final round. You know, like one of your guys.
I understand what you just said, but I don't think you do.
I should stop using facts and logic, is what you're telling me.
What you just said was
your
thing made it, not the thing you picked.
But your horse, the horse you were backing the whole time, the horse you betrayed John Wick for, right? You did.
I can't be carrying around receipts.
I'll never forget. One of them, because I was, I did the fucking legwork on Media Madness, which is fine. I did not ask anyone to do anything else, but that's why I remember it, because I did it. I was there for all of it.
So wait, y'all, I just finished episode 10.
Quarantine.
What?
Quarantine.
Yes, the quarantine one. The Rube Goldberg thing at the end was
it was
fabulous.
cute. It got
fucking
you,
amazing.
right? It was good,
so cool.
right? Yeah.
And the scene where Ian shows up at Poppy's legitimately just made me cry. That was
so touching.
It's fucked up. How dare
But it
Mythic
was also
Quest.
just like, it's so fascinating to me because the thing that I like about it now is how clever they've been with the medium.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not have that sense before this moment with the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I would watch this show. This is fascinating to me.
Yeah, as I said last week, these specials are where Mythic Quest becomes Mythic Quest. Yeah. This is where the show fully becomes itself, I feel. At least
Amazing.
Becomes the best version of itself. And this energy will, obviously they're not as specialized going forward, but this energy, this creative spirit continues on through the second season. It's a very strong second season of this show. Again, the only quibble, there's not enough of it. It's 9 episodes again. It's like, I felt like we were really building up some steam, and then the engine had to go into the fucking truck depot for a year and a half or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
it's what it is.
We're getting another season of fucking Barry. Speaking of shows going into the truck depot.
Oh my god.
I got that tease and I was like, wait, what? I could have sworn that show got canceled.
No, it's coming. I think it has 2 seasons at least, coming up, including the one we're about to get.
What show?
Barry?
Oh yeah, okay.
What a show. That's a good show. So excited for that show to come back.
Show's so good.
So we might have to talk about Barry at some point.
Yeah, we might.
We might have to talk about Barry.
That's the name of a indie film that's extremely personal about a family.
Well, there is that. We need to talk about Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
Which is the school shooter Ezra Miller movie.
I didn't know that.
Hey, that's what that movie's about. Did you know that meme is about a school shooter movie?
I didn't even know there's a meme attached to it too. Of course,
sure. We need to talk about blank. Everything's a meme now. But yeah, Ezra Miller. I want to say Tilda Swinton is the mom in We Need to Talk About Kevin.
If you were casting someone as Ezra Miller's mom, that's very
pretty
good
casting because they're both birds. They are both avian.
Is Benedict Cumberbatch the dad?
I don't think so. I think it's someone like Joel Edgerton or something. Now we got to know. Now we need to talk about. We need to talk about Kevin.
Because
John C. Reilly.
No.
John C. Reilly.
No.
John C. Reilly.
All right.
John C. Reilly.
Have y'all seen Batman yet?
No. I need to.
Is John C. Reilly in it?
Yes. He plays Riddler.
Oh my god. Okay. That movie, front row center opening night. John C. Reilly going like, "Hey, Batman, I got a riddle for you."
I don't know. Riddle me this, Batman.
Hey,
why are you doing
this,
it?
Batman.
I don't even.
What are you doing?
Dumb. Honestly, I don't even know why I would care.
Fucking love John C. Reilly so goddamn much. I'm watching that basketball show that he's on. What a winner. I love that guy. Love seeing him around.
The basketball show that he's on.
Winning Time.
I have no idea what this
70s
is.
basketball show on HBO about how the Lakers stopped
he's
sucking.
In that?
He's the lead.
Oh, no. What? All right.
Gillian Jacobs just showed up. Adrian Brody just showed up. Tracy Letts just showed up, everyone.
It's just people everywhere.
Great people. Good show, honestly. I'm enjoying it. Sometimes when they turn to the camera and they're like, basketball, I'm getting a little annoyed, but otherwise it's a good show.
That's understandable, though.
But it's good. I'm enjoying it. Very watchable.
All right.
That's my recommendation for Winning Time.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. If you like basketball and John C. Reilly.
Which, I like TV.
Who doesn't? Hey.
Sounds like a win.
Yeah. Barry, that might be, Barry's a show we should talk about at some point. Fleabag is a show we should talk about at some point.
Oh my god. I'm so sad I forgot to add that to our list.
Hey, there's always more time. And Fleabag is such an easy show to just squeeze in, because I think there's 14 episodes or something. It's there's no Fleabag. We'd be done with it before we started, I
love that it's only 2 seasons, and I hate that it's only 2 seasons. You know what I mean?
And it's done too. There's not going to be more.
It's
Fleabag.
over.
So it's at one point you're like, God, I wish there was more Fleabag. At another point you're like, what a perfect object. What
look at this
just
precious gem.
An exquisite piece. Is
perfect
Fleabag.
little stone. that we can look at all of its many different faces and sides. And then you're like, oh, that's it? And the answer is, yeah, that's it.
But you're like,
Fucking
goddamn,
deal with it.
What a bow that you put on that. You know, what a fucking bow. That's the show we should talk about. Party Down, probably Ted Lasso at some point. It's easy to squeeze in these like short shows. You know, like Media Madness is where you can go like 6 seasons, 10 seasons, you know, whatever. But like Fleabag is like, we could squeeze in Fleabag in a sneeze. You know, like we can squeeze in Fleabag anytime into our rigid programming block.
Indeed.
And as we now start doing, I like us now covering like a movie between seasons of TV, you know?
Yeah.
And then we can start working through some of these films.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should just go, I think TV, talking, you know.
Films by Terry Gilliam.
Talking shop on the pod. You know, I think TV seasons, we should kind of all collaboratively agree on what we should talk about. But movies, we should just like go around in a circle. And it's like, all right, so Jace picked the first one, and then I'll go, and then Caleb, you'll go, and we just like go around in a circle, right? And we each,
well, if we're doing that, then I'm already tossing Dark Crystal into the room.
Well, that can be your next one, but the Thing is your first one.
The Thing? Oh, that was mine, wasn't it?
That was you.
I was like, you wait your turn.
You wait your turn.
I didn't realize The Thing was mine. That does make sense, though.
We have to cover another season and a book. We got some books before you get to pick another movie, my friend. Because you also picked the books.
Look, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how this happened to me.
Those are your books. Well, that's my, you know, I have to keep track of that. That's my job. That's my responsibility. I'll tell you what happened.
Right. Oh, I'll tell you what happened.
Mon frere. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. Perfect. So yeah, I think that concludes Mythic Quest. As mentioned several times, next week we'll be talking about John Carpenter's The Thing before diving into MQ Season 2. And then we got to read some books, or whatever the fuck.
Some books.
Get some book learning in.
Just some words on a page. You'll get a story from it.
Or,
you might get a laugh, a chuckle, a guffaw, a snicker.
Yeah. And there's some good audiobooks if either of you wants to like listen to it instead. That could be your reward, Daddy Host, for finishing your chapters, right? You get a sticker. You got.
It's so borderline offensive that I'd be rewarded for reading with candy that I love.
That was legitimately how I got work done as a child.
A system of you don't in your adult life you're not like I will knock out some tasks and then I will get a treat. Exactly. You don't. I use that kind of shit for myself all the time. Not necessarily with like a candy bar, but like, okay, if I finish my work, I get to play my video game or what have you.
Yeah.
No, I'll reward myself with candy.
No, I do that.
Whatever works. Whatever fucking gets the work done. Perfect. So let's segue on into our little pluggy plugs then, shall we?
Oh my god, whoa.
Either you got any plugs today?
There's one that I want to plug that I can't plug yet, so I'm not going to do that. If you were listening earlier, your suspense, I'm reminding you to stay suspended. But I will say that there's been some really fun stuff happening with behind the scenes of my show, My Own Worst Enemy. And I think that if you're into the kind of weird art that I'm into, then you should give us a follow at MOWE Musical on Twitter and Instagram and all of that good stuff. I think we just got a TikTok. We don't post very much. We haven't posted a lot, but keep your eye out because we're going to start putting some stuff out there for y'all to see. So that's my plug. Hooray! It's so weird promoting like big projects that I've been trying to work on for 3 years.
It's awesome at the same time.
Feels weird.
It's weird. It's fun.
Yeah, good luck, dude. That's just awesome.
Thank you.
I put out a solo episode of my podcast this last week. We're waiting a little bit because one of our hosts just had his second child. His wife did, rather.
Wow.
And then they're moving. They're moving down to St. Louis tomorrow. So we're all very excited about that. Yeah, that's kind of it, though. Everything. I'm still doing a podcast with a game composer. We've just had scheduling conflicts for like 3 weeks, but we're doing it on Thursday. So the day before this came out, I recorded that. We'll see. We'll see when I get that out, being that I'm going to be helping somebody move all week. But, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So that's really it. I've got a cool episode coming up, and I put one out that was a solo show all about me thumbing my nose at my old white professors who thought video games were stupid.
Video games?
Yeah.
Video games will never be art.
Right.
They'll never be educational.
Please.
How dare you?
Prithee forth and all that.
Perfect. I'll say no.
You got anything?
No personal plugs, but I have two friends who just dropped some fire mixtapes, some fire EPs. I don't know what the difference is in a digital market, but one of them called theirs an EP and one of them called them a mixtape. So there you go. The first
What are the genres of music?
they're both pop, synth. They're very, very different kinds of music. But the pop artist, their name is Aaron Harland, former guest of the Community podcast, ERIN space HARLAND, just released their first EP called As Long As We Make It. It's an excellent indie pop album. It's been good as I get back into running and my legs crumble beneath me because I haven't run in 4 months, but it's been very motivational. It keeps my spirits high. Great 5-song EP on all the major platforms. And then another friend of mine whose artist name is Queervo Queen, QUEERVO QUEEN, Queervo Queen, just released.
Someone who drinks Jose Cuervo?
I've never asked them to to explain. Wouldn't rule it out. But they just released their mixtape called Revelations. And that I find much harder to put a label on. Maybe if I knew what vaporwave was, I would call it vaporwave. It's
sure.
It's very synthy.
But it's like largely electronic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's largely electronic, very distorted vocals. It's a fire mixtape. And anyway, let's check the hashtags on their SoundCloud. Pop and witch pop. So we're going to go ahead and call this witch pop, and that is the genre of music. So if that sounds interesting, Queervo Queen, and that is on SoundCloud and YouTube. So maybe that's what makes it a mixtape. It's only on it's only on SoundCloud.
Well, a quick Google search says that the difference between a mixtape and an EP is that a mixtape is a collection of remixes, unreleased or freestyle material prominent in dance, hip hop, or electronic. Whereas an EP is like an album, but it's only 3 or 6 songs.
But it's small, right? And that was like very defined in the physical media area, but it's in the digital space, it's like, well, I don't know.
Right, but I mean, also at the same time, like albums are still called albums, you know?
That's
and
true.
I think that language has turned into kind of a descriptor of the form. Like the structure inside of this new digital form.
Totally.
I will treat listening to a mixtape different than an EP, just as I would treat listening to an EP as different than an album, because they've got different intentions. You know.
Yeah, mixtape, it feels more experimental, more low key. More something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, mixtape feels less so solid. Like this is me. Mixtape is more like, hey, look, this is a lot more flowy. It's less official.
Some shit. Yeah, rock on. But yeah, those are two wonderful friends of mine, and they have both released music this week, and you should go give them a listen, and follow us at Greendale 3. Leave us them rating, leave us them review, all that usual garbage. We got some traveling coming up. We got some funerals coming up. So there's gonna be. We're not gonna record next week, and I think we're gonna have. Up on the feed, in the imminent release of Sonic 2, I'm going to be re-upping the 2-hour review we did of Sonic the Hedgehog on this very podcast feed. The Movies for Babies crew, that was the origin of that show. We went and saw Sonic the Hedgehog and had a big old discussion about it. So that'll be re-upped on. It's already on the feed, but I'm going to put it up there again because I don't like to leave that feed dormant if I can help it. And then
wait to watch that movie.
Oh boy, hey, I gotta go watch Sonic 2. You know what I mean? Like, the content the mill gotta keep churning out that content.
Oh my gosh.
God.
And on Sonic Tuesday, which is actually the day I was born. I was born on.
You were born on Sonic Tuesday?
I was born on the original Sonic Tuesday.
Wow, amazing.
Your name's actually Sonic.
Yeah, my name is actually Miles Tails Prower, because that is the day that he debuted in the United States. I have the same origin date as Miles Tails Prower in America. We both debuted in America on the same day.
Oh, Tails.
Yeah, Tails. Miles Tails.
Tails'
Prower.
name is Miles Prower.
Miles Prower. And that is a compromise between Sega of America and Sega of Japan, because Sega of Japan wanted to have the complex name of Miles Prower, like miles per hour, and America was like, they have 3 tails, call them Tails. And so they compromised. And
it's miles per hour.
Miles per hour.
Yeah.
Do you see? Do you get it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Learned all of this from...
That's a way better name than Tails.
I disagree. Tails is an... They're both names. They're both names. They have both names. I learned that from the excellent book Console Wars. A great read if you've never read Console Wars. And would recommend. About how like Sega went from like the dwarfed in Nintendo's shadow to beating them temporarily in the sales charts. A great book, a good read. A kind of crappy documentary produced after the book, so read the book or listen to the book. Anyway, we'll be back next time in 2 weeks to talk about John Carpenter's The Thing. But until then, I hope you have a nice dinner party.
Dinner party.
Dinner party.
This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show. Very entertaining.
Please tell your friends about this show.
Boopy doopy doop boop sex.
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
Dinner party.